Give me my theme music. What's up, Buffs Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly Live. We are doing a Saturday show. Figured with the late start game being so late tonight, and lots of things happening in the college football world, I figured we'd get on here, do a little bit of a pregame, but also highlight something very important about this weekend, which is the number of recruits that will be in attendance. As you know, with Buffs News Weekly, we cover all of the recruiting news on a week-by-week basis during the off-season, during our Saturday videos. Obviously, during the season, I'm not doing the Saturday videos, not as much news, but I figured we'd go live today because there is a lot of recruiting news happening with this weekend's game. Starting with this weekend's game, we have a number of big-time recruits in attendance, and so I want to highlight, one, who those people are, what they could bring, and could they potentially be becoming a Buff? Where do they stand currently in their recruiting process? And then also, do we have any updates on other recruits that Colorado could potentially be looking at per the recruiting services all around the country? So welcome in, sit back, keep watching that college football, and just have me on in the background. Feel free to interact and hang out as we go. And we're going to have a fun day today already, you know. Oh, see, you're lucky, Kevin. What's up? I'm in downtown Denver, heading to the game tonight. I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there so badly, but alas, not there. I am going to be at the Oklahoma State game at the end of the season, which is looking so much better each and every day that I got to come to that game. So appreciate you for listening in while you're in Denver, and hey, enjoy the game tonight because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a classic in Boulder. Perfect weather, perfect October day in Boulder for those recruits to be visiting. So let's dive in and talk about who will be attending the game tonight and what do they bring. So let's take a look real quick here as we go through. Of course, we're going to start with the biggest hitter of them all, a player that all of a sudden came out of nowhere on Colorado's radar, being offered the conversations, and now actually being in attendance at the CU game tonight. There's already been posts with him and some of the other recruits wearing uniforms, getting to go up on the Flatiron, see the views, see everything that Boulder has to offer today, and of course, getting to experience the game tonight. And that is Nathaniel Boang, the 5-star in most industries, mind you, okay? He's ranked 4-star, 5-star composite right now, 2025 linebacker from IMG Academy. That's right. IMG Academy pipeline is continuing, and he's not the only IMG player that is in attendance right now. Oh, you got to love that, buddy. CSU tied at halftime with San Jose State University. What a joke. What a joke indeed. It is Colorado State. They are going to be the doormats of the new Pac-12 for years to come. And we get to enjoy watching it from the comfort of Folsom Field and where we will be standing, which is honestly going to be one of the more dominant teams in the Big 12. May not be this season, guys, but I am trying to tell you right now, with the way that things are ending up, with the success that Coach Prime is starting to have, and with his ability to draw in big-time recruits like Boateng to come and visit, if we can start getting some more commits out of these guys, Coach Prime is going to go on a roll here, and we are going to take over the Big 12. Because if I'm honest, looking at all the teams in the Big 12, we do not have the old school oil baron teams that were Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, when it came to those teams, on the Pac-12. It isn't like having Oregon in the conference anymore. No, if I honestly look at the conference as it stands right now and who Coach Prime can be, I feel like we can dominate the conference when it comes to recruiting, and that will lead to an overall domination of the Big 12 for years to come if it continues. If it continues, obviously the talk of the super conference is still there. So if that does occur, that'll look a little bit different. But again, something to really look out for. So I wanted to look at this real quick. Of course, Boateng, IMG, he is right now leaning, it looks like they have a prediction towards Notre Dame. We've got Florida, Ohio State, Michigan, USC. You can see he is very highly sought after. Colorado not even listed, but he's in attendance today. So let's go ahead and take a look. I want to watch a little bit of his highlights. So we've got his sophomore season. Looks like that's all. He hasn't posted in a while. So we're going to look at some older tape here when it comes to him and look at what he looks like. Because right now, watching his tape, he flashes as a linebacker. So in all honesty, he reminds me of our already committed linebacker, Mantrez Walker. The difference between him and Mantrez Walker is size. Mantrez, unfortunately, has not been gifted genetically with the size ability that he needs to have to be considered a high 4, low 5-star linebacker like Boateng, but they're both very similar. You get players like Boateng and Mantrez Walker to come to Colorado and combine with each other. You think that a Kai Hill-Green, Levanta Bentley combination that we're seeing this year is dominating? These two could come in and devour and control the defense for years to come. Very, very important. Very good look that we could see. Guy has a great motor on him. Really plays with that downhill speed. You can tell that aggression. Again, this is before he went over to IMG. So as we know, that IMG really prepares players to come in and be effective college athletes from the get-go. And so very exciting that, again, we're continuing the IMG pipeline and really going after those players. So something very exciting. Oh, good God. That is, yes. That tackle right there, ridiculous in open space, absolutely demolished that guy. And again, this is his sophomore video, not his current video. Okay, he's on the block here, throws the block off, finds him and crushes him. Goodness, I am loving what I see out of Boateng. Would love to have him come and play for Colorado. Again, I think we have a very, very good linebacking core if he decides to come to Colorado. Another player that's a big name one that has been talked about for this weekend is Christian Hudson out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Now, why is Christian Hudson so interesting? Well, let's look. Who is he committed to? That's right, UCF. And where was he last weekend or 2 weekends ago? He was in UCF watching Colorado absolutely demolish them. Seeing that, and he gets an offer. He talks about coming out to visit Colorado. He's in Colorado right now. Devin Respress already posted a photo of them on the Flatirons together. So that is a huge get for Colorado. And if I'm being honest, from everything I'm hearing and seeing, Christian Hudson may be a buff by the end of this week, especially coming off of this official visit that he's having against K-State. If we have a successful weekend, I have a feeling that we're going to see a flip of Christian Hudson. High 3-star. Some people have him as a 4-star defensive lineman, 6 foot, 280 pounds, class of 2025. So another potential great get for Colorado. We're starting to build the defense. The commits are rolling in when it comes to the defense. We've obviously had the big time change with the Penn State cornerback, DB, safety, whatever you want to call him, in Branch that flipped. We're also waiting on Baldwin to flip. The word was he was in the process or even going to flip, and that has been delayed. We are unsure really why that was. So, who knows if we still get that one, but he has been predicted to be coming to Colorado. So 6 foot, 280 pounds. Mind you, guys, these guys are young. He's still, 17 years old. He's got a little time to grow, maybe an inch or two by the end of the season. And who knows when that was weighted out. Northside for your comment on the 6 foot only. Dev Dude, Mantrez Walker is bigger than Owosu. What are you talking about? He has 25 pounds and an inch on him. Does he really? Because he's 6 foot, almost 200 pounds. Let's look at Mantrez. I'm just going off of what the recruits say for Mantrez, of why he is not considered a 5-star linebacker. So 6 foot, 200 pounds, 6'1", 200 pounds. No, Dev Dude, 5'11", 220. He's got 20 pounds, but he's about 2 inches shorter than Boateng. 2 inches shorter. So 2 inches shorter on Mantrez, which again, that's what people have saying. That is the only thing. His height is stopping him from being a full 5-star potential linebacker. Okay. So very close to each other. Just a couple of inches is right now the difference between these two. So just an FYI, if you're still here, about 2 inches on Boateng has on Mantrez Walker. Outside of Christian Hudson and Christian Hudson and Boateng, we also have London Merritt, also from IMG Academy, another edge player, 6'2", 255, so a little bit bigger than Christian Hudson. He is currently committed to The Ohio State University, and he is in Boulder for the game per his social media accounts. So London Merritt coming to visit Colorado. He has been committed to Ohio State since March of 24. I don't know a ton about him, but that's another player to keep an eye on. 91 grade. Looks like he is pretty much a consensus 4-star across the board. So very, very good. 87% committed. Also looked at North Carolina, Alabama, and Clemson. So that's another 6'2", 255 edge. And then let's go ahead and note the local talent that Colorado is bringing in, of course, today. 24/7 says 6'1" for Mantrez. Who knows? Wosu flex linebacker. He downhill and also very good cover. I love that. Jeff, dude, you don't know them people. Either way, they're good. We're getting prime recruits, 4 and 5 stars. Dev Dude, absolutely. The recruiting is blowing up, guys. It is starting heavily. With success comes success in the recruiting. And honestly, let's go ahead and continue saying this to everybody who wants to listen. Coach Prime is not going anywhere. He is recruiting his butt off for the 2025 class because he will be in Boulder next year. I am going to love going through all my bookmarks on Twitter to all of the people that have said that Coach Prime was leaving, either going to the NFL, which one that's never was going to happen, or 2, going to another college, which again, that's not going to happen. I don't care. I know that the Florida job is going to be open. I know that maybe Florida State is going to be open. I don't think Coach Prime takes those jobs, okay? I don't think that those football teams and their boosters and their programs would allow Coach Prime to have the kind of autonomy that he does here in Boulder. Rick George has literally given him the keys to the kingdom, and it's only going up. The NIL is increasing. The scenario that we have in the Big 12, like I said when I first joined, if you guys weren't with me, the Big 12 is up for grabs, okay? There is no team that is set to dominate the Big 12 like the SEC has, like the Big 10 has with your big players, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, USC, those big teams. And then you've got the secondary tier teams. And SEC, you've got Alabama, Georgia, those top tier teams that are always going to get the best. Guess what? We can get to that point in the Big 12. I'm not saying like winning 20 national championships, doing a dynasty similar to Georgia or Alabama. I'm just saying within our conference, we are set to dominate this conference for many years to come because in all honesty, we have a leg up on everybody in the Big 12 when it comes to recruiting. And so we're only going to get better and the success is going to come as soon as this season. If we have the season I believe we can have, I still have us down 9 wins, okay? 9 wins on the season. Today is the biggest one. We win this, the sky's the limit, and guess what? we are taking off. We are taking over the Big 12. Okay. Dorsey, I don't understand why CU didn't go all in on Stewart, South Carolina, when he came on a visit. I really love the local recruiting, the O-line. We are getting great players. Yeah, we're dipping into the local O-line prospects, which for those of you out there that don't know, Colorado is a hotbed for O-linemen. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to jump out on you at first, okay? The O-linemen are not highly rated. They're not no Jordan Seaton when it comes to that, but here's the difference between that. The linemen develop in Colorado and become massive players in college football, okay? We're talking about the Michigan offensive line. We're talking about Georgia, Bama. Those type of teams have gotten in the past Colorado prospects who have taken a couple years to develop, but have developed and ended up in their unbelievable ways. So absolutely the local talent. We're going to show that here in just a second. It's going to open the floodgates. Absolutely. Big 12 is a weak conference. It is, but it still brings with it a guaranteed spot in the playoff, which is why, honestly, I think that Coach Prime chose to come here. I think he was all on board because he saw the writing on the wall. This is a conference that we can dominate and become the best team in easily. Why can't we have a dynasty? I could see it. Hey, it depends. Absolutely. Can we absolutely compete for national championships? Yes. I just don't want to crown us just yet. That's going a little crazy to say we're on the same level as Bama or Georgia. Can we become that? 100%. Yes, we can. Big Z coming. That's why they're hating on CU. If they're coming with caps on NIL, which is coming, it's over recruiting wise, because I get the same at Alabama as CU with possibly the same or more exposure. 100% the exposure is the huge part. We are always going to be in the limelight like a Bama, like a Georgia. We are going to be on that same term when it comes to eyes, as we've already seen. They have to win more games to get to that wave of 5 stars to hop on board. 100% I agree on that, but we're close to that already. And it starts today. Okay, it starts today. Tennessee, Missouri, Nebraska, Utah, USC, etc. are in our backyard grabbing O-linemen 100%. So let's go ahead and talk about it, okay? Who's going to be there at the game? This is a big one that I like, okay, guys? Deacon Schmidt, okay? Deacon Schmidt out of Windsor High School. He is probably the top offensive lineman in Colorado coming up. He is supposed to be, I can't remember if he is I believe he's a 2026. Let's double check. Yeah, 2026. So he is the class of 26, 3-star right now, okay? But I think he is underrated because, again, he is in Colorado. He is an underrated lineman, but he is the top lineman coming out of Colorado for the 2026. And we just offered him 2 weeks ago after the UCF game. He's going to be in attendance as an official recruit. Would love to get an early commit out of him. Hey, maybe Deacon, you want to be the first 26 commit. Although, let's be honest, early commits don't mean anything anymore. But I still think that is a huge get for Coach Prime and the team. I'm going to show you guys a little bit on him and his play style. We'll watch some of his tape here at the high school that he plays at here in Colorado. So let's take a look at Deacon, who, again, oh my God, look at that. That is some finish. I don't care about the flag. The ref can throw the flag all he wants. That is some finish. Look at the pull. Look how big this kid is. He's a junior in high school, guys. He is a junior in high school. He is massive. Look at the finish. Look at the finish. Look at the finish all the way downfield at the 50-yard line. Holy crud. Guys, this is what we need. Like, is he going to be an immediate impact when he comes in as a freshman? Probably not. He does not need to be Jordan Seaton. Going forward in the future, Colorado is not going to need that. We are going to need to build that pipeline in the offensive line room so that we can have developed guys taking over in their junior year, and having those 2 years to play together. That is what we need. And oh my goodness, does this guy flash on there? Oh God. Okay. That he just abused that kid. Okay. We're watching literal murder. I don't think I can watch this on YouTube anymore. The other person coming, now that we've seen a little bit of Deacon Schmidt, let's take a look at Evan Haynes, Broomfield High School prospect from Broomfield, Colorado. Guess what? Offensive lineman. And guess how big he is. 6'7", 315 pounds. He's a class of 2026 recruit. And boys, we are going for these big boys. Okay, Phil Lodeholt is locked in. He is locked into getting these kids here. Let's just watch as this unfolds. Okay. Can't really see him in the highlights. There we go. Let's see on this one. Okay. He's got the size. Athletic ability, not the same as Deacon. Okay. Already kind of seeing that. Obviously, he's way bigger and stronger than everybody he's playing against. The movement's a little bit slow. Okay. A little bit slow, but I think that with some work, absolutely, he probably will want to trim down just a little bit size-wise, I think, to get a little bit more athleticism. Obviously, put on some more muscle. But those are all things that Phil Lodeholt will focus on. Let's go see what you guys have to say in regards to this. Okay, if CU gets the Big 12 championship, lose or win, we're going to be in the playoffs. I'm betting my money on it. Don't go broke putting your trust in CU making the playoffs. Baby steps first. I know. I would agree with that. I have never said the goal is playoffs this year. The goal is improve. The goal is get a bowl game. And if we can get to 8 or 9 wins and potentially be in the Big 12 championship game, I think that is a massive success of a season. I mean, that's a 2-season turnaround with Coach Prime, and we are working what we need. Athlete Zayden Gentry is a lock. I'll have to look him up too. Maybe we'll look at him too. I'm in the EU watching these games. While these night games, I may take a nap. It's a 4:15 a.m. Dev, appreciate you for the fandom all the way from overseas. Hey, I get it totally. Those night games, they're still hard for us, and I can't imagine East Coast, let alone overseas. That is some commitment. Broomfield has some great players. Yes. If CU just moves an inch, you old fools, and oh my gosh, buff off football. What are we even doing? I don't even know with your name. Okay. Only issue with CU high school players are the talent they play in that state. Absolutely. I am the first to, somebody who grew up in Colorado, went to high school in Colorado. High school football in Colorado is just not competitive. It's not the same. It's not what it needs to be. But that doesn't mean that we don't produce good players, okay? There have been a number of big-time players that not only went on to play great college ball, but NFL, okay? Don't forget that Christian McCaffrey is from Colorado. Don't forget that Lendale White was from Colorado back in his high school days, okay? So there have been a number of very big-time high school athletes to come out. Offensive linemen are coming out of here very frequently and starting at Power 5 level. So we have got some people in the backyard that we need to at least be looking at and bringing into Colorado. There is no reason that these guys should be going to Nebraska or Texas or Michigan. Any of those places, they should be coming to Colorado if they are at all being interested in from those squads. It's about money. They know CU is Showtime. Bowl game before you start talking about playoffs. Let's take it easy. I know. Oh, yeah. Shirley, how's it going on this Saturday? Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon as we gear up for the game tonight. Of course, the late game. Buddy, I'm definitely taking a nap. I get it 100%. Slow your roll, Tide, one game at a time. Oh, we get it. C-Mac is probably the biggest star to come out of Colorado. Yes, he probably is the biggest one. Mind you, I watched him play in high school. I literally lived behind the high school field that he played at during his playing time. Those McCafery kids were something else, but Christian was just miles and miles away. Hold on one second, because I want to look at Colorado high school best football players ever. I know I'm missing some. And so, so we got Lendale White. I forgot Vincent Jackson, of course, from his time with the Chargers and Tampa Bay Bucks. Carlo Kemp, offensive lineman at Michigan. Bo Scaife, tight end from Tennessee. Just to name some. Let's see other names that people might know that aren't too old, because this list is pretty old. Of course, the McCaffrey brothers. A lot of older players, but still. I will say, we've got some players. We don't need to go after everybody. What's up, everybody? Finally, game day, prime overflow. What is happening? How you doing? Of course, it is game day. Will Mikhail Banner will be at the game today as well. So we're continuing. We're just getting more and more players. Other states have hundreds. The talent gap between Florida and Colorado, I'm not going to say it's not. Okay. I never said it was. I just said that we should at minimum be getting the best players from Colorado to come to CU. Now, is that going to be a bunch of players every year? No, that's probably going to be a handful, maybe 3 to 5 players most. At least you should be going after the top 2 or 3 players in the state of Colorado every single year. Okay, that's all I mean. Absolutely. We're going Florida. We're going Georgia. We're going Texas. Coach Prime, that is where he is known, but we have some help here in the backyard, so to speak, to get the best players. I know that everybody has their opinions on Matt McChesney and his up and down opinions and sometimes strong opinions. The fact is, he does run a pretty successful training program in Denver, and it does produce a lot of top college athletes. So having him as a resource and a buff is an advantage because he's going to reach out to the staff and let them know when he has somebody that they should take a look at. And it looks like we are starting to take a look at more of his boys with players, like I said, Deacon is a big one that Matt has been really pushing to Colorado in the recent months, and they finally offered him. So that tells me that they are listening and looking at his program, guys. So we will see that more and more. CU definitely needs to keep the top talent in the state and letting the rest play at CSU or out of state. 100%. CSU can have the scrap. Thanks for the live stream. Go Buffs. Yep, Soulful Healing. Of course, happy to do this on a Saturday. Figured, hey, let's stream for an hour. Let's chat. Let's look at what's happening in today's game. And in a moment, we're going to preview a little bit more about the game and what to look for. Who are the players that you guys should be watching when it comes to K-State? Who are the players that we think are going to be breaking out? Let me know in the comments if you guys have a player that you want to call out today, so we have it on record and we can talk about it tomorrow on our Sunday stream. Happy to do that as well. Don't forget Soren Shinofield, the other O-line from Colorado. There's so many O-line. Like, that's the one thing this state produces. We don't produce the playmaker spots that often, okay? Obviously, we have a couple, but not that often. O-line trenches, that is where it's at. Matt McChesney's brash dude, a mean bastard, but perfect for training linemen. He has his methods. They work, okay? Let's just be honest about that, okay? He has his methods. He is who he is. It works. He keeps doing what he's doing, and that's why we get what we get out of him, okay? So absolutely get that. And there it is. Yep. If they can contain Avery Johnson, force him to throw the ball, they can ball out. Not even just ball out. We are going to dominate if that happens, okay? If that happens, Colorado is winning big time, 100%. If you guys caught the Wednesday show where I discussed my predictions, my preview, I feel like the Colorado defense will be able to do just that. And as a result, my prediction score, which I'm not changing, I have 100% going to double down on it. My prediction is that Colorado wins 34-17. Okay, 34-17. That is my prediction on this game. Yep. Everybody, punch that like if you're in here. We got 60 people watching. Okay, make sure you guys are subscribed. By the way, I hit 2,000 subscribers at the beginning of the week. We're back down to 1999. Okay, 2 people bugged out. Whether those were real people or bots that were eventually weeded out, still, I dropped back down below 2,000. So if you're watching, you're part of this, subscribe, share, get the likes up. Okay. Soulful Healing. I'm excited. Let's see your prediction. 34. You have 34-17 as well. There we go. Won't be easy, but the defense can somewhat slow him down. And that's all it takes is the whole bend but do not break defense that we've been doing is all it takes. Are we going to give up rushing yards? Yes. Are we going to give up a big play or two? Yes. But is that the end all be all? No. When you have the number one red zone defense in the country, that is going to win you games. When you are getting turnovers, when you need to get turnovers, that's going to win you games. When you get off the field on third down, that's going to win you games. That is all that needs to happen. Okay, 100%. Oh, appreciate you. We got it over then. We got it over. We're finally over the hump. Yep, we're at 2002. You get 4 people subscribed already. Appreciate everybody. Of course, hit those likes. Let's go to the preview, okay? If there's anybody you want to look at or talk about, we can do that. We're going to go through K-State's stats so far this year so you guys can highlight and look at, kind of what their fixture is. And obviously, we know who the main player is because, yes, it's going to be Avery Johnson 100% of the time. That's just what happens. Okay, so let's look at the team leaders real quick here. Okay, Avery Johnson passing yards 879. That is deceptive, by the way, okay? Because a lot of those yards, couple things. And again, I'm not the full breakdown play-by-play, know every single thing, know the X's and O's. I'm a fan just like you guys are fans. The whole idea of this is, as fans, let's come together. Let's chat about football. Let's get more knowledgeable together, and let's find out things about the sport itself. I am not going to be that X's and O's. Of course, if you watch Buffton Prime's breakdown of Avery Johnson, you know that his stats are very deceiving. A lot of his passing yards either come on wheel routes or wide open plays. Now, they made the good point. As a quarterback, you're supposed to hit those wide open plays, but that is it. Unless the receiver or person he is throwing to is completely wide open, he does not have the accuracy to put a ball into tight spaces and make those high-level throws just yet. Okay, just yet. I think eventually will Avery Johnson be a very good quarterback and some trouble that we're going to run into in the conference? I 100% believe that. But for now, if we can get him to throw the ball and keep him in the pocket, we are going to be successful. Okay, of course, DJ Giddens is going to be their number 1 running back. He is a good two-headed monster between Avery Johnson and DJ Giddens. Look for him on some wheel routes as well as Dylan Edwards. Those are their favorite plays. They've run them multiple times for big gains in their previous games. They are a wheel route team, whether it's the tight end, the running back, a receiver coming out of the backfield, whatever it is, they like the wheel route, and hopefully Colorado is prepared for that. Okay, so receiving yards, though, you can see Jace Brown, it's spread apart when it comes to the receiving yards, okay? When it comes to the receiving yards, you can see here, I mean, there's nothing that really, yes, Jace Brown is probably the number 1, 16.3 average, but he has a 55-yard touchdown. That's going to help it. On top of that, you've got Braden Lofton. That's the tight end I talked about. He was put on a couple of wheel routes. That's where he got his touchdown, one of them. DJ Giddens, wheel route touchdown here. Garrett Oakley. Dylan Edwards, of course, has 1 touchdown as well coming out of the backfield. So 9 touchdowns overall receiving, but rushing's where it's at. 7 touchdowns for 1261, 600, 321 for Avery Johnson, 200 for Dylan Edwards. Those are your main 3 runners, but it's mostly going to be Giddens and Avery Johnson today. That's going to be the must stop, guys. And boy, is Avery Johnson a much quicker, more athletic version of what we faced last week with KJ Jefferson. He is Jefferson, big, strong, physical runner. Avery Johnson, he moves quick. His read options, when he pulls the ball quick and moves. So even if you have a guy coming in on him, he can usually make them miss as well. I've seen that a couple times on his runs, so we need to be careful with that. Okay. What do we have for us? Robert Livingston kind of defenses gives Lamar Jackson fits. They will make Avery Johnson confused with schemes. I hope so. I hope. Prime Overflow 49-21. I like it. He runs more than he throws. Yep. Oh, the whole team runs more than they throw. I believe they only attempt 17 to 20 passes a game. Compared to us, that's absolutely insane. We're almost 3 times that much. Avery Johnson, one trick pony. Yep. He's faster than NDSU quarterback. Same kind of offense, so they should be prepared already. On top of that, though, I think that Cam Miller is a better passer than Avery Johnson, okay? By the way, guys, if you have not looked into it, I covered this Wednesday. Cam Miller for North Dakota State is balling out this year, guys. He is balling out. Go look at his stats. Go look at what he's done this year, okay? NDSU is probably winning the national championship at the FCS level, okay? So I honestly, kill me with as the messenger. I think that Cam Miller is a better quarterback right now today than Avery Johnson. Okay. Could Avery Johnson become a much better quarterback in 3 years? Yes, because Cam Miller is a year 5 quarterback who's been starting all 5 years. Of course, he's going to be good. Northside, so many players in Colorado. Look up Tufana. Oh, I can't even pronounce this. He a D-line out of Colorado. He's nice. We've got him. One concern, Trevor Woods could be used this game. Linebacker, of course, thinner, and it's halfway point of the year. Dev dude, Trev is out. He is red-shirted. That's already been confirmed. He will not be in the game, okay? So expect a high dosage of probably Jalen Wester. And what he did last game against UCF, his second half was absolutely bananas. If you guys take a look at the tape for UCF, he did unbelievable. Okay, unbelievable. Woods is much quicker. I don't know about that. They have the younger Wester brother at linebacker. They don't need Trevor Woods. Yep, just like I said. Cam Miller, definitely the better quarterback right now. Okay, thank you. I've had some people come at me for saying that, but in all honesty, if you go watch Cam Miller's game, like we played it like we are going to Avery Johnson, and Cam Miller did really well with his arm. Let's be honest. He had some good throws. I mean, that last touchdown that North Dakota State scores where he gets it right into his receiver's one arm, well, that's a one-handed catch. That throw was unbelievable. Avery Johnson is not going to do that. A couple of the throws, he's had guys wide open where if he throws it 5 yards more, and I know that Shador sometimes shortens his receivers, but he throws a lot of jump balls because of how short he's throwing it. So there's a lot of things that I just don't like about Avery Johnson's throwing game versus his running game. I would absolutely love to have somebody who runs like he does. Our edge just needs to contain and don't crash in. Yep. We've got to be disciplined. We've talked about it every week so far. And if you watch all of the videos of practice, that's the one thing the coaches have been talking to them about. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Do your job, play your role, and everything will be fine. If your job is to go to the running back, if your job is to go to the quarterback, do it. Do not bite on fakes. On top of that, big thing we got to look out for, Avery Johnson only passes out of play action, okay? Play action is the only way they pass the ball. Now, has he done some non-play action passes? Yes, but it is so few and far between. They will always play action to try and help him out because of how good the run game is. But you destroy the run game, the play action is not going to work. NDSU won't lose another game this year. People downplayed CU beating the Bison like they aren't a good team. Exactly. We need people aren't knocking. Let's be honest. Okay. Can we all agree, everybody in here, 70 plus people, that no matter who we beat, there is always going to be the sentiment that the other team was terrible and Colorado just got lucky at this point. Like, I swear, if we played Bama or Georgia and beat them somehow, I could see people saying, "Oh, well, you know, it's not the Bama of old. It's not what Georgia used to be." You know, all of those comments are going to be given out to everybody whenever we get a victory, no matter what, including this week. If we beat K-State again, they're going to say, "Oh, they're not good. They have, you know, Avery Johnson at quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. You know, oh, they just run the ball. They can't throw the ball. So it was an easy win for Colorado." It's all going to happen. Just wait. Just wait. You will see it all happen before your eyes. Yep, CU needs to spy him 100%. USC up on Penn State 20-6. Frustrating for me. I wanted Penn State to win. But, you know, whatever. Make Avery Johnson roll left, throw left, not right. Honestly, North Side, you make him roll either way and throw the ball. That's when he throws interceptions, even rolling to his right. He likes to throw back against his body, okay? He makes dumb decisions when he's on the move, as long as you stop him from running. That is the key. 70 people, 29 likes. Just click the thumbs. Yep, even if you're not a subscriber, even if you're just in here for a moment, hit that like. Bama was supposed to lose today versus South Carolina. They had a incompetent quarterback at the helm. Penn State just scored, so it's 13-20. Hey, they're coming back. I really like, by the way, watching that game, I really like that tight end for Penn State. I mean, he looks like the next Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski dominant tight end. That dude is going to be a top 20 pick probably in the draft. Wow, is he good. Wow, is he good. That is why Penn State is who they are right now. Not impressed with Allard at quarterback, but then again, a lot of people aren't. I think that was kind of debunked pretty quickly. I really feel like college football started to even out. Yeah, I honestly, we are seeing this each and every. I mean, look at last weekend when we weren't even playing. How many top 10 teams lost? Like, guys, I don't think we're going to see very many undefeated teams anymore, where that was kind of the need in order to have a chance to go for the national title. Obviously, with the expanded playoff, we're not going to see that, but I feel like we may not see undefeated teams very often anymore. You know, you may get one, but that's about it. It's just the parity in college football has never been better, and you can blame NIL for that, in all honesty. How does high school talent go to USC game, half the stadium empty? I said this earlier to somebody. The Coliseum is one of the worst atmospheres in college football because they never fill it. When it's full, it's absolutely unbelievable. You know, the Rose Bowl there, absolutely unbelievable. But when a USC game right now is played there, I just don't know how a recruit goes there and is like, I love this atmosphere. The only reason you go there, and I'm sure we're all talking about Juju, the only reason he goes there is Lincoln Riley. That is the only reason that he is going to USC, if I'm honest. He is only going to USC for Lincoln Riley and probably some good money that he's going to get paid, but he wants to be coached by Lincoln Riley. That is the only reason he is committed to USC right now, the only reason he'll continue to be committed to USC. And well, if everybody on here is wanting to see something like that happen, hey, Lincoln Riley should be on the hot seat. If they lose that game and he gets eventually fired this season, then all bets are off, and the recruiting, so to speak, wave is coming at us hard because those kids are going to decommit very quickly at USC. Georgia's struggling with Mississippi State any day. Undefeated. Did you see Oregon's schedule? Every team now has a hard schedule because of all the teams moving to the Big Ten and the SEC. Like, you're not going to see undefeated games because of that. Looks like Penn State making second half adjustments. I like seeing that. Honestly, we won't see dominant teams anymore as the years go. It will become anyone could lose on a Saturday. 100% agree. And that is why I love where we sit at Colorado. Guys, as a long-term Colorado fan, okay? I am a long-term Colorado fan, no matter what you think with how long this channel's been around, okay? Grew up watching them, had family members go. The only reason I didn't go to CU was because I wanted to play sports, and the sport I wanted to play was not available at Colorado, so I went to another Colorado school. But again, still rooting for the team. I know my Colorado history. I love the Buffs, and when Coach Prime became the coach, I was ecstatic. It's the number one hire I wanted, and to get him was absolutely ridiculous. Majority of the top 10 schools won't go undefeated. Yeah, I could see nobody going undefeated, if I'm being honest, because even if one of the SEC teams go undefeated, watch them lose in the SEC championship game. Okay, watch them lose in the SEC championship game. Okay, well, we have gone over a little bit. We've talked about who to look for. Okay, you're going to want to look, obviously, Avery Johnson. You're going to want to look at DJ Giddens, Jace Brown, Dylan Edwards. Those are the guys on offense that you want to be paying attention to. Jace Brown, by the way, let's see what number he is. You guys know. Number one. He's going to be somebody to look out for. And then on defense, let's see, who are their sack leaders? Okay, Brendan Mott, 4 sacks, 15 total tackles. He's looking pretty good on that end. And then interception-wise, they have them across the board. Everybody has one interception. One forced fumble. Does not look like, no. One fumble return for a touchdown. So that's about it. Who's K-State's tight end? Let's see. That's right, because they were Braden Lofton. He looks like he is their top tight end, number 87. Super easy tight end number. Yep, he is the one that did catch the wheel route last week against Oklahoma State. So, those are things that we're going to need to look out for and pay attention to. But, guys, let's be honest. I'm feeling good about this week. UCF was one of my toughest weeks that I thought we were going to have. They are somebody that I thought, having to go on the road, having to go to Florida. I get it. We have a lot of boys from Florida. I meant just, the distractions of being home. The weather that it was looking like. UCF's style going into the season, we knew they were a run first team. And so, yeah, I was scared. In the spring, I had them as one of my losses. Okay. I have us at a 9-win season. Okay. 9-3. And with that 9-3, one of the losses was Kansas State. Now, at this point in the season, by the bye week, I had us 4-1 because I had us beating Nebraska. So we flipped that, but we're still on track. Now, after seeing how we played UCF and what this team is now, my expectations have grown that much more because, as they say in sports, and I'm sure all of you guys know this, as they say in sports, we now know what the bar is for this team, what a good game for this team is across the board. Can we consistently do that? If we do what we did last game against UCF, then I have no doubt that we will compete with every single team in the Big 12, and we are probably going to win a majority of our games. Okay. If K-State sends 3 linemen, they're going to get, oh yeah. Because even if they bring blitz from the linebackers, unless they're lined up on the line, which again would give Shedeur the chance to, potentially see that, even if they try and disguise it and have a delayed blitz, it's going to give Shedeur at least 2 to 3 seconds. Okay. If we can give Shedeur 2 to 3 seconds and they know about it and they set up for that, I have no doubt that Shedeur is going to be able to pick them apart. So please, play man, because they've talked about all week, their fans, that they're going to play man. Please, please, please play man. How many high school players will CU have? I think we're going to have a bigger recruiting class. I think, last year, I think it was 10 or 11 for our class. Let me just double check. So the 2024 Colorado recruiting class. Let's see. What was our class? So we ranked 22nd when it was all said and done. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. We had 11 recruits. By the way, one of those recruits is for sure gone. That's obviously Eric Brantley. He entered the portal right away. So we ended up with 10 recruits. I could see 15 to 20 this offseason potentially, but we'll have to see and what the value of it is. But if we were ranked 22nd when it was all said and done, I think we could be top 20 easily. We'll be a top 20 recruiting class easily for this. CU needs to recruit all trench play for high school class. Yep. I think Benson being out last season take a more leadership role. Oh, Seton. He's more outspoken. They may run the ball down KSU's throat. K-State doesn't have the DBs to play man with CU. That would be very dumb. All their fans have said it because zone hasn't been working for them. So, yep. And north side, why D-line or O-line? So part of this is we need to go. D-line and O-line are not really things that you can find in the portal that well. There's not very many. There is the top tier, maybe 1, 2, or 3 guys. They're going to end up going to places like your Bamas, your Oregons, all of that. Prime Sports Media, what is up? Welcome in. So when it comes to those offensive linemen, defensive linemen, unless we're going after the top cream of the crop, when it comes to the portal, the best way that we're going to build those are from within. You bring in freshmen, you develop them, you get them bigger, stronger, you get them to where you need to be culturally. Okay. So that is, I think, why that is a spot that needs to be more high school focused than the playmakers. 1, we're going to get the best playmakers when it comes to the portal. 2, we'll still get playmakers out of high school. And then honestly, let's be honest right now, as we kind of conclude today's stream. So don't panic this season, by the way, guys, when it comes to the recruiting, because I know we need a quarterback. The number one place to get a quarterback is the portal. The number one place to get a quarterback that is effective and comes in and starts for you is the portal. You have Cam Ward, Kyle McCord, Howard, Dylan Gabriel. I mean, the list goes on and on that transfer quarterbacks do pretty well. Okay. You can get the guys that are at smaller programs that want more eyes on them so that they get that NFL attention. And guess what? where is the one spot in college football next year that's going to have the most eyes when it comes to the quarterback spot? Colorado. We absolutely are. Okay. You lose Shador, who's going to be one of the top picks in the draft. Now people are going to have to put their eyes on Prime and say, hey, can you do it without your son? Okay. They're going to be saying that all the time in the offseason. And so the number one way we could do that, going after a transfer portal quarterback that is ready to take that next step. Now, if you guys want a couple of eyes or players to look out for, okay, players you might want to look out for already, okay, that are on transfer watch, okay, that doesn't mean they're actually, it just means they're doing really well. They're maybe at a smaller program. Maybe they want to make that jump. My number one is Tulane's quarterback, okay? Tulane has a freshman quarterback right now who is absolutely playing his butt off. Darian Mensah is the guy to watch, okay, when it comes to the transfer portal. He will probably hit the portal. Dev dude, get it completely. Kyron Drones could be, but he could go NFL. I don't know. If he's smart, he would come here. I would be shooting for that, especially with select QB coach being here. That would be a smart one. Okay. Should see you get a true tight end coach to develop tight ends. I think they should. USC is a top 10 winning program of all time, just like any other top program that always come back. The teams get better as season goes on normally. Hey, absolutely, Mike. I can see that. But the fact is that USC has underperformed their last couple years under Lincoln Riley. I mean, it was national championship or bust, and he had Caleb Williams at quarterback and was not able to get into the national championship game. That right there is going to put a fire underneath him. Then this season, things have not been going well. So to continue what happened last year to now continuing and not being up to par, he could be under the hot seat. USC can't compete with the top 10s, the Big Ten. Yep, Shirley, absolutely, of course. Let's say a big happy birthday to Zay Weaver, Cardinal wide receiver, ex-CU Buff. Appreciate everything that Zay brought to Colorado. My nickname for Shador Sanders is Shredder Sanders. Go Shredder. That's a good one. We'll see you get the leftovers, defensive line in the portal, or great potential players. I can't see good D linemen leaving. It's gonna have to be, second and third chance guys. Like I know I'm not thrilled about this one, but Bear Alexander has said that he would Colorado's an interest to him, but the dude has just been chasing money his whole career, so I don't know if I'll see him. With 2 losses, they're not making the playoffs. Lincoln Riley is definitely going to be in the hot seat for sure. Maybe not this season, but they are the second most winning program of all time. I'm not scared to play them anyways. I don't think you should be. In the Pac-12, where they don't play defense, that was where they got all of those wins. That was 100%. Appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you. So yeah, guys, we are, T minus what time is it right now? It's 4:00. We're T minus 4.5 hours from kickoff, roughly. I believe they said it's going to be an 8:15 start. So, guys, buckle up. Enjoy the football this afternoon. Enjoy watching these teams play. And hey, we get to watch our Buffs get another win and continue the undefeated season in the Big 12 Conference. So, without further ado, make sure you guys like on your way out, okay? Make sure you're subscribed. On top of that, make sure you come back tomorrow afternoon because we'll have the Sunday show where we'll talk about the game, win or lose, good or bad. So make sure you guys come in here with your comments, your observations, your player of the game. We'll chat about that and go over it. And make sure you guys come back for that on tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, guys, let's enjoy a win for the Buffs. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all of you for jumping in today. Let's get it going. Let's go. We are getting that win tonight. So without further ado, guys, go Buffs. See you tomorrow.
Give me my theme music.